Nice. Hello and welcome back to Dugs on Twitch. Back today with a pretty flavorful deck. This is from my mate Matt, who many may have known just from seeing around Maverick content. He's pretty, he's definitely in the Discord and a few other channels with Maverick. He's in the Maverick Facebook chat, which is cool. So this is a list that he ran to, I believe, a 5-0, which is a little bit different from the get-go. So it runs a bunch of 2-ofs, so things like Noble Hierarch, we have Birds of Paradise, Mother of Runes, Giver of Runes. These are really nice in playing around cards like Plague Engineer, where instead of playing the full 4 Noble Hierarchs or full 4 Birds, and the same for Mum or Giver, you can play around Plague Engineer a little bit. Let me quickly get up our old display card preview. So yeah, Plague Engineer is pretty much 101, the card we want to be playing around, and breaking up playsets does do this quite well. Birds of Paradise also just a little bit better of a mana dork in this deck because it does produce black mana, whereas Noble Hierarch does not. We're running a pretty big suite of Green Sun Zenith targets, starting from as low as 1-drops in Hexdrinker, Scryb Ranger, Gaddock Teeg, and Tireless and Scavenging Ooze. Pretty straightforward Green Sun's targets that you usually see in most Maverick decks. Collector Ouphe, a really nice one, just because we're not playing a Stoneforge Mystic package. It doesn't hurt us in any way. But in game ones and a lot of other sort of post-board games, can be really effective against LED strategies, vial strategies, equipment strategies. Just a really nice card to have when it doesn't hurt you at all. Especially when we, with Green Sun Zenith, we have 4 copies in the deck. With Once Upon a Time in Sylvan Library, we can also find it quite easily, even though it only is a 1-of in the deck. Tireless Tracker is pretty nice, just a nice little card engine. A pretty good threat as well if it isn't answered. And with these Ancient Tombs, which I'll get to in a second, we can actually crack the clues with just, 1 land. It doesn't take too much out of it, which is nice. Knight of Autumn in the main deck over Qasali Primage. Knight of Autumn, just the versatility right now is a little bit better than Qasali. However, one thing that Knight doesn't allow you to is interact at instant speed, which is kind of nice with Collector Ouphe. So, say if your opponent has a Stoneforge Mystic and you want to interact with something else, then Collector Ouphe is really nice at turning off Judays in their turn. But if the Collector Ouphe wasn't in here, maybe Qasali Primage is just a little bit better than Knight of Autumn in the main 60. We then have 2 Knights. It's kind of against the law of Maverick to play any less than 4 Knights, but really just wanting to make the most out of our deck with a bunch of 2-ofs. And Once Upon a Time, which kind of fits into the deck as Knight number 3 or 4, Mana Dork number 3 or 4. It really gives this deck a lot of flexibility when we can have these 4 Once Upon a Times and just see how it goes in finding the cards that we need. So that's pretty nice. Sylvan Library is in here as a 2-of, a card that I really like, especially right now where a lot of decks really only care if... They don't really care if we're at, 16 life or 12 life. It's really you're at 20 or you're dead. So Sylvan Library can be great against things like Miracles, Depths decks, some Storm decks it's pretty good against. Just being able to look at the top 3 cards and use that as your hand is really nice. So digging like cards like Collector Ouphe or Gaddock Teeg can be really solid. And then just 3 Green Sun Zenith. So, of course, with Once Upon a Time in the deck, you do have to find cuts somewhere. And Matt has found that he can cut a Green Suns, and of course a few creatures, to fit in these 4 copies of Once Upon a Time, which is kind of nice. For removal, we actually have a lot for a main deck of Mavericks. We have 3 Swords to Plowshares, 2 Plague Engineers, 2 Assassin's Trophy, and 2 Vraska Golgari Queen. Vraska Golgari Queen, probably the best answer in these colors to Oko, just because it deals with Oko and then it also sticks around. So it does take maybe another card from your opponent to actually deal with it. And of course, Oko is a card that once it comes into play, pretty much makes a little bit of value advantage through another card. So it doesn't usually feel that good to use removal on it. But in this case, Vraska is pretty sweet. It's also a win condition that I don't think we will ever get to. So to the mana base, we have a Scrubland, 2 Savannah, 2 Bayou. 2 snow-covered forest, 1 snow-covered plains, 3 Verdant Catacombs, 4 Windswept Heath, and a Dryad Arbor as kind of our fetchable coloured mana. We then have 2 draw lands in Nurturing Peatland and Horizon Canopy, Karakas, which of course is really nice against cards like Reanimator or opposing fair decks that play Thalia or Gaddock Teeg. We can also save our own stuff if we need to. Gaea's Cradle, 2 Wasteland, interesting, but of course again, I think Wasteland's at an all-time low in popularity, and just not that great against the snow-colored decks. But we'll see how this goes. And then 2 Ancient Tombs. Ancient Tomb are pretty cool. We can do things like play a turn 2 tracker, even without a Noble Hierarch or birds. We can also Green Suns for 2 straight away on turn 2. We can play a Plague Engineer quite early as well, or even get a Vraska out quite early. As early as turn 2 with a Mana Dork. But as Jack pointed out in here, in the chat, this deck does not play Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, which is pretty big. I think you definitely need to have a pretty good a pretty good reason not to run Thalia in a deck as fair as Maverick. But I think right now that it's great to be trying out versions without her. I still think she's great. I would probably never go astray without her. I just think she's really good in the matchups where you want her, and she's not too bad in the matchups where you don't want to see her. But yeah, as Jack says, the combo decks are going to be pretty tough. We really only have the Collector Ouphe and the Gaddock Teeg for main deck combo hate, and then of course in the sideboard we have cards like Deafening Silence, Veil of Summer, and depending on the combo, Force of Vigor, which is kind of nice. But yeah, no Thalia is going to be interesting. This deck has definitely got that extra emphasis on the value of Green Sun Zenith and the ability to find your answer in either a Silver Bullet or just a good card like another Reliquary through Green Suns. So this should be interesting. Beloyd, Shadow Spear has been pretty sweet. We've only had a league with it, and it came up a few times where we actually wanted it over other equipment. Those times were mainly when there was one time against Eldrazi, Green-White Eldrazi, where they actually had a Plague Palace Jailer down and a Phyrexian Revoker, and they had the Crown. And we had a big night, and we really wanted that Crown, so we actually got the Shadow Spear over the other equipment because it had Trample. And so it meant we could actually get the Crown straight away, which is pretty awesome. There's a few other times where we just wanted the Trample. Lifelink is kind of nice. There are games where it matters. Probably more so in the Delver matchups, where you can really gain a lot from having that extra turn, or extra 2 turns of gaining 3 or 6 life or whatever. So I think Shadow Spear is pretty sweet. It never gets stuck in your hand, which is nice, and you usually have a creature you can pair it with. I like that it can even allow Birds of Paradise to attack on its own. That's kind of cool. So there's definitely some cool things there. Hey, Ander, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? To the board, we definitely have combo hates. We have Deafening Silence and Veil of Summer. For Graveyard hate, we have Surgical and Fairy Macabre. Fairy kind of cool in this deck because you can find it with Once Upon a Time. So against the decks where you really want it, you do get to actually dig for free most of the time with Once for Fairy Macabre. We then have Carpet of Flowers, which I think is actually a little bit better than Choke right now, especially with a lot of the Astrolabe decks not playing, or being able to gain blue mana off Astrolabe and off non-blue lands. So Carpet of Flowers is going to be pretty cool. We do have ways to use the mana straight away, which is nice. We can either use it for a Green Sun Zenith, for a Hexdrinker, for trying to get a Vraska out early, or even a card like Shifting Ceratops, which is pretty cool. Force of Vigor's in the deck, which is a pretty sweet addition. I haven't played too much with Force of Vigor, just because it's going to be a 2-for-1 most of the time, but when you can 2-for-2 it, it's going to be pretty nice. So I'm not sure where that display went. I'm not sure why that turned off. Maybe I closed it. But yeah, Force of Vigor, of course, the cards from Modern Horizons, along with Hexdrinker, that I think will, has definitely showed that it's got a place in Legacy in a few different decks in the sideboard. But it should be interesting to see how this goes in this deck. There's not too much other to say other than really just try this out and give it a good go in a league. So it's going to be interesting. I think that Matt obviously did really well with it, but the big appeal for Maverick, I believe, is the consistency of the deck. So pulling away from sort of the playsets of each card definitely has its downfall, but also if we do come up against cards like Plague Engineer, it's obviously going to work out really well for us. So you're playing 3 Deafening Silence and Miracles. Interesting. How did you go, Jack, at the recent event in Melbourne? We'll get a leak up in the meantime. We will be playing this in Legacy Leagues. Nice. So this should be pretty fun. This deck looks fun. Yeah. Haven't played Green White Black in a little while. We've been on Green White, on Death and Taxes, on Green White Eldrazi. Just trying to play a few different decks to see how it goes. But yeah, Beloyd, what are you playing right now? Yeah, this does seem pretty interesting. The list is not something that I've really seen before, but you know, Matt had some pretty good results with it, so we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be pretty fun to play. I haven't played much with Once Upon a Time, so it's pretty good. You're playing Green White with Once Upon a Time? Very cool. That's very cool to hear. Yeah, I think Once Upon a Time has a good, bright future in Maverick. I think Maverick's got that nice split of really good lands and really good creatures. So you can kind of get the best of both with Once Upon a Time if you play it well. Oh, that's rough. I saw that Sean took it out with Rug Delver, which is cool. Of course, Sean would win it with Rug Delver. For those of you who don't know, Sean Brown from Melbourne won a tournament yesterday with Rug Delver, but you probably know him as the writer of This Week in Legacy from a little while back. Massive Rug Delver fan. Yeah, I think I got my non-foil ones for like maybe $15 to $20 for Green Black Depths a little while back, and then they of course got banned, and their price kind of sunk. But you know, if they're cards you want to play with, then go for it. You can't. Yeah, I've definitely been in situations where maybe I bought a card and it's gone down in price, but if you're playing with it and if it's giving you results, then you know, I think you've got your money's worth, which is nice. Yeah, I think it adds consistency as well. Yeah, that's very true. One thing that can be a little bit rough with Once Upon a Time is if you're looking for a basic, like say you keep a hand with not many lands, but a hell of a lot of creatures, and then your Once Upon a Time finds more creatures, you can get caught out where you haven't found the right side of that Once Upon a Time. Or if you keep, you know, a hand with like 4 lands and maybe not a threat, and you want to find a threat, but all you find is more lands, then, you know, it's a little bit of the unknown that can come back and fight you, but just have to take that. We're starting out, which is nice. We have a decent hand. The issue is that it's a little bit slow. If Mum was Even if Mum was a Hierarch, it would be an interesting decision because we don't know what we're playing against in the blind. So Knight of Autumn or Playing Engineer could just be dead cards in this matchup, but I think because we can pretty much cast everything in our hand, I'm pretty happy to keep this. Alright. I'm just going to go for Savannah into Mum. It would be nice in game 1 to see if we can play this match out without actually showing that we're on the Black Splash. I think that's something that Green White Black Maverick can actually do a lot of the time, which is kind of nice. Delta. Yeah, blue player, that's very true. Vraska, interesting. This is going to be a land and pass here. But at least the mum's online. That's kind of nice. Yeah, this could just be a little bit too fair. Looks like our opponent's going for an end-step Brainstorm. Obviously, without the 4 Thalias as well, you have lowered your creature count of 2-drops. So Once Upon a Time, of course, kind of takes its slot, but it's not a threat in itself. Another Brainstorm, interesting. So I assume with these double Brainstorms, this is most likely a combo matchup. And none of these cards in hand are too good against combo. So what we most likely want off the top is a Green Sun Zenith. Or maybe like just Teeg itself. Another Plague Engineer. So this is interesting. We could play the Knight as a threat, which I don't mind. And I don't actually mind just fetching up for Bayou and Scrubland here. Could also just go for double Bayou, but I kind of like having all 3 modes. Maybe just because Knight has more versatility. I could just make this... I could just play Plague Engineer here. And save the Knight for something else. But I kind of think that, yeah, Knight here is just a 4-3 is going to be my best bet. I really need to start beating down. And a 4-3 is going to do that a lot better than just a 2-2. I think I'm pretty happy to attack here with Mum. If they are on combo, then protecting the Knight doesn't really mean much. She protects, she attack. Tropical Island. So at least against... Well, if this is... This could be like a Goyf. The mana base still could be something like Ant, but... Abrupt Decay. Okay, so this is going to be some sort of fair matchup. Interesting. Knight. Let's attack first. I like going for Knight here just because the upside is so huge of having it online next turn. But I also have to be wary of something like Daze if this is just like a bug Delver deck. I kind of hope this is Alluring, because I feel like the Plague Engineers are pretty good. Yeah, it would be an interesting Delver deck if they haven't, you know, already had a Daze or a Force. Or even something like maybe Fatal Push. Alluring wouldn't play Strand. Good GM, welcome. A player with his own Japanese Alluring deck, I believe. Tundra, okay. 4 colors. Snapcaster Mage, Abrupt Decay. Okay. So maybe it was worth being more patient with the Mum. Once Upon a Time. Interesting. Can definitely attack. Letting it stay. Interesting. See if this resolves. We do have a second, which is really nice. Force pitching Spell Pierce, okay. So this kind of looks like bug control. This could be Teferi, okay. Looks like 5-color control, interesting. That's gonna be fine. 3 cards left for my opponent. If we draw a land here, sadly not the land we want. Maybe I don't mind just naming human here. Especially if our opponent has the plan to maybe pick up the Snapcaster later on. Drown in the Lock, okay. Yeah, it looks cool. Looks like a 5-color control deck. Him's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Actually, we can just cast Vraska here. Maybe it's worth it. I guess we lose the Vraska to the Snapcaster if we destroy the Teferi. But maybe we don't need to destroy the Teferi. I guess we can play Vraska tick up. And then next turn tick down. Then we can just have the Giver of Runes open. So what if we go Vraska? Fetch. Maybe this is like a hard cast Force Negation. Or maybe just another Drown the Lock, rough. Him's pretty good. Wasteland doesn't do a whole lot. I guess Wasteland, we can take them off a color. Probably worth taking them off red more than white, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty happy attacking into the Snapcaster Mage. Hey, DW Donut, welcome. I'm gonna go for white. I think white's probably a little bit... What am I scared of? Probably Oko, can't really stop that. I guess red is kind of annoying. White stops maybe something like Swords to Plowshares. Red's for sideboard cards. Yeah, red could be for like Elemental Blasts. I'll go for white. Oh, Green Suns. Green Suns can get me Hexdrinker, which is kind of cool. Definitely going to keep up one. I could get Scryb as well. It's a little bit slower, which is annoying. And this Hexdrinker is kind of nice because if they don't deal with it now, it's just going to be a little bit hard for them to deal with. Like they might have Supreme Verdict. Oh, trophy. Alright, let's go for Hexdrinker. And now let's just pass. I guess we can't Assassin's Trophy in their turn anyways. That's kind of a misplay. No reason to leave up mana because we can't even level up at instant speed. So hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. There's Oko. Yeah, definitely. That was a misplay. I thought I could play the Assassin's Trophy at instant speed, but of course I can't. Once. I guess we attack to Fairy. And don't bother ticking up. Because anything they most likely have, they can just do it instant speed anyway. I was just sandbagging for Oko. Attack to Fairy. Okay, that's kind of nice. And now we can Assassin's Trophy in their upkeep. Ah, again, I could have ticked up. I'm just not used to having the Hexdrinker around. So really, it could have been a 4/4 by now. Happy to attack first. Now I'm gonna play this Sylvan Library. Try to play it around a daze. Okay, nice. And now we can tick this up. All right. Swords is kind of nice because it means they can't... Swords mean they can't block with like a Snapcaster or an Ice Fang Codal. I guess that's okay. Put on top, pay for this. Tick this up. Tick this up. Okay. Combat. Gain life. Classic. Alright. Dryad Arbor is in the bin, so we can't use the Green Suns either. I guess we can either hold up Swords to Plowshares or just Hexdrinker this. I kind of like just leveling up Hexdrinker. But yeah, not using the mana before was a massive misplay. Opponent goes to 2. Ponder. Okay, so Ponder's a great sign for us. Means it's still digging for some sort of answer. I wonder what they're holding in 5 cards as well. Maybe they drew into their counter magic a little bit early, a little bit late. Most likely lands or maybe forces that they want to actually fetch away with a brainstorm if they drew into it, which they did, but I guess we might never know. I believe they've already played a land for turn as well, so they have no white mana for Teferi, which can of course bounce the Hexdrinker. They haven't. Okay. We'll see what they do with this Ponder. Because it would be kind of cool to see them maybe shuffle. Well, definitely shuffle. Oh, they chose not to shuffle. Okay. Well, game on, I guess. Don't mind the Windswept Heath. I think the other Green Suns can go away. Do I want to do anything here? I don't think they're on Terminus. I guess they could have Brainstorm into Terminus, which we could beat by going Green Suns for Gaddock Teeg and still hold up Swords to Plowshares. I don't mind Green Suns here. Just to turn that off, just in case it is an actual out. This might even force my opponent to do something now. There's Ice Fang, okay. I think with the trigger on the stack to draw, we can easily swords this. They need Drown the Lock to counter it, otherwise they can't. Or I guess another Ice Fang? Snap. Okay. Snap Brainstorm. Okay. Yeah, which is nice for us. And Gaddock Teeg does turn off some if they're playing Jace the Mind Sculptor. I think they've just tapped for Jace. Oh, here we go. More. Decay Teeg first and then Jace? Okay. And then him? Another him, wow. Trophy's really nice. I don't want to die to Bolt, so I think we just have to go... Put on top, put on top. Vraska's nice, but I think just dealing with Jace now is nice. Especially when they're tapped out so they can't force it. Wow. Probably should have kept a land because I know they're on so much discard. Yeah, I could have kept the fetch. Interesting. I'm gonna sack the plains, play this, and now we can fetch it away and get a clean top, which is nice. Get Savannah and play Mum. Or Giver. There's Astrolabe. Never too late. So yeah, luckily it still worked out, so we could get those cards off the top that we really didn't want. Swords is fine. Oko's pretty good. I guess we can destroy it at least. So Vraska's most likely trading for the Oko. Knight's nice, but it can just be bounced pretty easily by Jace. I don't mind Skoos. Ranger doesn't really beat this. I guess maybe I could have gone for Ranger and Exalted Creature. Might as well grow it. Maybe eat something like the other swords. It doesn't really matter if we take a swords, because if they have Snapcaster, they can just target this one. Another silver. Alright, let's go pay 4, put on top. Play Scryb. And then hopefully have the ability to then go at night, but it looks like we won't. Alright. So there I really wanted to be able to pick up our land and replay it, so we could play the knight as well. I might scoop it to Fairy. I don't think we have many ways out of that. Especially because we don't have Questing Beast anymore, so there's no ways we can win at instant speed. I don't mind Carpet, I don't mind Abrupt Decay. Veil's interesting, Shifting Ceratops is really nice. Probably don't mind taking out the Swords to Plowshares. The Givers aren't great. Everything else definitely has its place. Gaddock Teeg only turns off Force and Jace that we've seen so far, but I could be wrong there. I think Veil's okay. I don't think we need any Graveyard Hate, and I don't think Deafening Silence is really the matchup in this matchup where we want it. Collector Ouphe is interesting. I think Collector Ouphe is fine because it still hits Astrolabe. But the Plague Engineers are kind of nice because they hit both Snapcaster Mage and Icewind Kodu. Maybe something like Ancient Tomb we can drop. Can probably drop a land here. Yeah, Veil is amazing versus the him deck, that's very true. Yeah, the silence is interesting. I think I'd just rather having the like double copies of cards that I really want instead of just maybe drawing the one copy of Deafening Silence. Interesting deck though. And yeah, attacking with that mum was just pretty rough because, you know, if we're a little bit more patient with the deck, maybe maybe attacking for that extra 1 damage isn't worth it. This hand's sweet, we'll keep this. I think I'm pretty happy. Probably Hierarch pass. I could play around Thoughtseize if I wanted to just keep up Veil, but I think I'm happy with Hierarch pass. If I do it off of fetch land as well, it means if we draw into another Reliquary, it'll be a 4/4 straight away, but I think maybe just Snow-Covered Forest pass. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'd much rather hit him. That's a straight up yes. At least next turn we get to play Hexdrinker and tick it up once and also hold up Veil of Summer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like playing Night turn 2 either, especially with Veil of Summer in hand, but it just, yeah, it's reasoning to play Fetch and Fetch on turns 1 and 2 if you are playing for Night on turn 2. I think Astrolabe Go is what I'm really looking for. That's fine. I kind of like Noble here and then playing Hexdrinker when we can just try to have enough mana to pump it up and also hold up Veil. Really going after my mana. Wasteland's really nice, especially since they... Oh, they didn't... No, they didn't waste a turn. I guess holding up Windswept Heath is kind of a sign that we have Veil, but... I think I'm okay with that. At least getting Hexdrinker down is pretty nice. Not at all. I think Wasteland's okay, but I think now that they know that we're not on a Wasteland, that we are on a Wasteland deck, they can probably play around it pretty easily. Seeing the Astrolabes as well. Yeah, well, there's no point leveling up there if our whole plan has been Veil of Summer this whole time. Let's go for Bayou. I don't mind attacking here, because if they have an Ice Fang, we have the Decay, which is really nice. Interesting. It doesn't have Death Touch, but it will just be a 1-2 against a 2-1. I think I'm still fine with just decaying this. Hey, Echo, welcome to the chat. Interesting. This is fine. Ah, both our Hierarchs are gone. That's rough. I was going to get Hierarch for Exalted, but of course both of them have been exiled. Crazy. That's pretty rough. I could have easily played around that. Canopy's kind of nice. Still happy just to attack into the Oko. I guess they could have like a double block, but we're not really doing anything if we're not attacking either, so... Now I'm pretty happy just holding up Veil or Horizon Canopy, but in a pretty bad spot. Really need a good payout like Vraska here. Oh really? I don't think I've played against SVACA before. Oh, very cool. Use a draw land, draw a draw land. Rough. Okay. Ceratops is interesting. Oh, that's cool. Thank you very much. That's awesome to hear. Can't do too much here. I guess we get to play Shifting Ceratops next turn, but we don't have the mana to also Savannah. Yeah, let's just go with Ceratops pass. Can't do too much else. I do, but I don't have triple green, Jack, so I can't cast it and then also use green. I should have got a probably a Savannah instead of the Scrubland. But I just didn't think of shifting Ceratops and eating 3 green. There's him, and it takes Veil. We'll concede there. I don't think we have really an out, especially with the Plague Engineer holding up the board. It's getting a bit too tough. Especially with 5 cards in their hand. I think it's a lot better than just to take the loss and move on and hopefully play a little bit better in the second game. Ceratops is sweet though. His hand is pretty sweet as well. We don't have... I guess we can find something like a Noble Hierarch with Once Upon a Time, which would be cool, but happy to keep this. Plains pass. Once. Okay. Let's once first. I guess I would have once... I guess I'm definitely getting a Savannah from this... I'm not definitely. I'm gonna once first. See what we hit. Okay. Knight of Autumn's nice, but I think Trophy and Swords kind of hit what we need to with Knight of Autumn. Questing Beast is interesting, but it's most likely something I want later on. I think I really get hurt if I just don't hit my land drops, so I think taking a Windswept Heath is fine. Hey, go positive, man. I like your name. Why Beast with... so this list is from Matt Albrecht. I could say his name very wrong there. But this is a list that he actually 5-0'd with, so I'm just trying to see where it leads. But I think just Questing Beast because it might have a few more... it might be more relevant in the main than Shifting Ceratops does. Thalia. Thalia's going to be fine. It's kind of nice because we have this Karakas. I think we're pretty happy with just Karakas. I'm going to get a Snow-Covered Plains and play Giver. Because then we still have 2 white sources next turn for the Knight if we can cast it. Yeah, it's fair enough. You need to have, like, double Exalted to be able to kill a Questing Beast. Pretty happy just to return this. Swords is fine. Stoneforge Mystic is fine. Jide, okay. So I kind of hope I draw into a 1-drop. Okay. Let's go with... I think just past here, and we're holding up Once Upon a Time and Swords to Plowshares, which seems pretty good. I can't play the Knight because if they just attack with the Jide, I guess they can't kill the knight. Maybe knight's actually fine here as a 4/4. Because the Stoneforge attacking is just going to be... It won't be able to kill the knight. And we have the trophy and sword to back it up with. So maybe actually just getting pressure down here is fine. I actually like... Yeah, I like going with knight here. I'm going to get Bayou. Am I going to get Bayou? Maybe I like Snow-Covered Plains. Knight of the Reliquary can find black mana, which is nice. So let's just go with that. If they want to spend the whole turn just getting Jide counters, I'm not too unhappy with that. Flicker-Wisp, okay. What are you flickering? Plains, interesting, okay. Mistress Factory. Maybe they still have swords to Plowshares? Ah, just for Stoneforge Mystic, okay. That's gonna be fine. So now we're pretty in the clear, because we can have Swords to Plowshares and Assassin's Trophy. I definitely like keeping up Swords, because Assassin's Trophy is mainly going to be hitting the Jide. Maybe I just want to be keeping them off, like, Palace Jailer as much as possible. I don't mind Palace Jailer. I don't mind keeping off that. So let's go for... I'm going to hit Port. Port's going to be annoying if it is being used in our turn. It just forces us a little bit. Now we can hold up the draw land as well. We can hold up a few things, which is nice. Jide? Okay. Flooded Strand, interesting. No attack. Just the Wisp. That's going to be fine. Flicker-Wisp. Okay. What do you want to target? That Wisp. I think I'm happy to swordsing this Wisp. Once upon a timing. And then just growing the Knight. So let's go for swords. That's going to not resolve. Once upon a time. I guess just a Verdant here is the best thing we can grab. And then we can also grow the Knight. Gonna get Bayou. No, I'm gonna get a Scrubland. Gives us another white source, which is really nice. Green Suns. Okay. We can Green Suns for Night of Autumn, which isn't too bad. Take care of the Jide. It also gives us 2 creatures, so Palace Jailer isn't as great. Night of Autumn. Destroy this. Attack in for 8. They only have 2 cards in hand, and we know one of them is Thalia. Yeah, the splash will be interesting. I'd hate to have to play around like Spell Queller or something. I still like playing the Thalia if they don't have anything else to do. It means it ties up the Karakas at least, which can come down to being relevant. Another Wisp. Okay. Alright. Scrubland. Okay. Wasteland. I think first up we go for... First up we return Thalia. Can then use... We haven't played a land for turn, so we can use black to cast once. Birds and Noble. Maybe I need the birds just in case. They kind of do the same thing anyway. I don't mind just holding up Flickerwisp either. Sorry, holding up Assassin's Trophy. Or I could Wasteland. Wasteland stops the factory, but I think the Knight in the factory is a fine trade. I'm just going to go with Bayou. Get back the Knight. Yeah, I mean, once is on the greatest, but, you know, you've got to take the good hits with the bad, and that's just Magic sometimes. I think variance is definitely the thing that makes Magic the best. So here's Thalia, so we have to respond. So we'll definitely take care of one Wisp. Still one card left. What is it? Aether Vial. Okay, that's fine. I'd actually rather keep that in hand. Another bird. Okay. What do we want to do here? Definitely return Thalia. Play a land. Probably just attack with Knight and see what happens. We can Wasteland before blocks as well. That's gonna be fine. Probably still like just Wastelanding here. Still in damage. Who knew birds would actually buy so much time? I guess the big oof is our opponent drawing Batterskull, and over 2 turns putting Batterskull on Flickerwisp. They drew it. Classic. Okay. Well, I guess now we kind of need to use Knight. Yeah, just in case they're playing Plague Engineer or Orzhov Pontiff, then it's definitely worth just using the birds now as fodder. Alright, what do we draw into? Hiya! Sylvan Library. Okay, not the worst. So we definitely want to play the Sylvan Library. Maybe I want to... sack the snow-covered forest here, so we can go for a Nurturing Peatland, use the mana to draw another card, hopefully an out. Vraska, okay, that's pretty good. Well, now we can just blow up the Flickerwisp. Yeah, I think hitting the Flickerwisp is fine, because these two stop the germ anyway. Alright. Vraska is sweet. Vraska is really cool. Vraska is really nice. I think Vraska is probably the best black splash answer to Oko because it destroys it and sticks around. We don't have a way of recouping the knight, so I think blocking with the knight here is fine and keeping the birds around. What do they attack? Yeah, Vraska. Okay, let's block. I guess we could also draw into Gaddock Teeg, which we can get rid of their Karakas and then have as a Karakasable, bounceable threat. Alright. Screws is pretty nice. Let's float a green. Tick up and sack. I guess maybe I should have probably floated with the Scrubland and sacked that because this is going to be a green source for Scavenging Ooze down the line, but I guess we're most likely going to be getting Cradle somewhere here anyway, so let's sack this. Another Vraska. Okay. Interesting. So here, Thalia is kind of annoying because the Vial means she's always going to be around. I still really like just playing Sylvan Library here. And then holding up Knight and Batterskull. Sorry, Knight and Bird. Yeah, that's fine. Keeping it at 2, okay. Revoker. That's fine, unfortunately. Probably naming Knight. But it could also name Vraska. Okay. So here we'll definitely return Thalia. Upkeep, Savannah. Canopy and Dryad Arbor. Put on top, put on top. Play Canopy for turn. We can then float 1. Sack this. Cradle. Play Ooze. I don't mind drawing a card here. Mum's pretty nice. And now we can just pass. With 4 activations of Scavenging Ooze up, which is pretty nice. I guess they could first strike equip the Thalia to the Batterskull, but it wouldn't be the worst. Up to 3, okay. They might also not want to actually equip the Thalia just because we have Karakas. It's not the greatest addition to the Batterskull. Yeah, Marin Crusader would be a beat a pretty big beat. Alright. 1, 2, Flicker Wisp, and birds. Pretty relevant as well when we have Sylvan Library around. Swords to Plowshares. Swords to Plowshares. Noble Hierarch. Okay. Knight and Mum. Put on top. Could just pay for one of these. I kind of like keeping the Mum. I could attack with the Knight, but they can just block with the Batterskull and bounce it. That's probably not the worst thing. It does tie up their mana a lot, which is kind of nice. Maybe even like the shuffle's better because we know the cards on top with Sylvan Library. Interesting. Currently do anything else? Let's just pass here. Yeah, Mirren with Batterskull is pretty good. Hey, Jedi Goff, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Let's just bring in Decay and Force of Vigor. Take out Gaddock Teeg. Questing Beast probably isn't the greatest in this matchup. We'll take that out. And I'm going to go down on a Ancient Tomb. Everything else kind of has its place. Yeah, this looks fine. This looks fine. I like those beats. Yeah, luckily I had 2 mums, which is pretty sweet. No. Haha, sadly not. Sounds fine, we'll keep this. I'll bottom the Cradle for now. File's gonna be fine. Hey, Shawnee Stone, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Collector Ouphe is a great pickup there. So let's go for once first. Plague Engineer is really nice. Let's have a think. I think we get brutaled by a port hand. So I don't mind just going for more lands here. I guess we could have also gone for basic planes into Nurturing Peatland for Collector Ouphe. I mean, like, Swords Wasteland here would be pretty broken. Well, there's part 1. Don't do it. Don't do it, opponent. Come on. We've had some good times. We've had some Had some good battles. Don't do this to me. Surely if they're waiting this long, it's not going to happen, so it's going to be fine. Okay, another plains is fine. Here I don't mind just going for Collector straight away. Don't want my opponent getting too much value off this Vial, and if they have another Swords, they have another Swords. But if not, then Collector's just a huge upside. Okay. I think I'm happy to be greedy here for the Bayou and play the Sylvan Library. But Forest is pretty good because it means next time we can definitely, hopefully, go for just playing Knight next turn, which would be nearly bigger. If we draw a fetch land, it'll be bigger than the Battered Skull, which is pretty cool. Oh, you're from Seattle? Very cool. I've played in San Fran before GP Brisbane, which is pretty fun. Oh, this could be going to get Palace Jailer. Yeah, okay. It's gonna be pretty rough. I think there's definitely an argument for it. The big appeal is that it's really good in your opening hand, I guess. So having 3 is going to, of course, give you a lower percentage of that, but I definitely don't mind it. Put on top. Put on top. I guess it's really nice here because we definitely want to Wasteland our opponent to keep them off Palace Jailer next turn. So now we can Wasteland them and also, once upon a time, to shuffle the library for a new Sylvan Library. Scryb Ranger is kind of cool. I think Scooze is just best here. Scooze doesn't do a whole lot. Scryb Ranger might actually be better, especially having a flyer. I don't want to attack into the blockers either. So. I wonder if they use this Stoneforge Mystic or not. Looks like they won't. Trophy's pretty good. I think I'm just going to keep all of these. I think the plan is actually to hold up Scryb Ranger and then hopefully get in for an attack next turn through Palace Jailer. So let's play a land. Play Giver. And then hold up either Assassin's Trophy or Scryb Ranger. Because we know they have Battered Skull. Oh, so they tap out for Battered Skull here. They attack, we take it. They then play Palace Jailer, that's fine. We put in Scryb Ranger, and then we untap and also get to Assassin's Trophy the Battered Skull, which is pretty sweet. I mean, they have to have 4th land. That's priority number 1. We definitely just take this. I've definitely traveled. I've been to a GP, went to GP Shizuoka, which was a Legacy event. Went to GP Vegas, which is Legacy. I think the next big one is probably like an Eternal Weekend or like a European GP. But I like to try to get around. Interesting, going for Wasteland over Palace Jailer. Well, now we get to do some pretty cool things. If we get Scrubland, we can put in Scryb Ranger. Now, if they use the port, we can destroy the Batterskull, which seems pretty sweet. It's really their only threat right now. They do get a basic out of it. That's going to be fine. Now we get to untap. Swords is a great draw. Give a Wasteland. Okay. Let's put on top and put on top. We get to play this. We do get to attack this turn. But we have to play pretty fast as well. Ooh. Sword, okay. That's fine, because it can't be actually put on a creature with Collector Ouphe in play. But now we need to definitely speed things up. You know, we're at just under 9 minutes. I don't want to use my sword just here yet, I don't think. I think I'm happy on tapping, holding up sword. Plague Engineer is pretty nice, but put on top, put on top. That's gonna be fine. Fetch here. Bayou or Savannah? I think we rather Savannah. Bayou's pretty nice, but was this land in play? I cannot remember. Did we play a land this turn? Yeah. No, we didn't. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we can start doing some stuff here. Return this. Play this. 1, 2, plague. Name human. Okay. Now we get to attack with Collector Ouphe and Scryb Ranger. Drawing a card, okay. Yeah, China would be sweet as well. The Beijing All-Off event sounds really good. I want to 6 this turn, but I have to use Giver of Runes. Most likely. Interesting. It's pretty good. Can't really save that. Wonder if my opponent brought in anything like Cataclysm? I guess I could use the swords here, because then it allows me to attack with just everything and not really care about anything, so I think I'm pretty happy just doing that. Just using the most of my mana. Oh, Green Suns. Green Suns. Oh, we could Green Suns for Collector Ouphe. That's kind of cool. Sorry, Hexdrinker I meant. Of course. Let's go to attacks. Scrub Ranger can untap Plague Engineer, returning Bayou, and then we can play the Bayou and tick up the Hexdrinker. Whew, alright. Scrub Ranger and Giver of Runes just really nice as well. I really like how once we knew that our opponent had Plague Palace Jailer, we kind of just made sure we built out our board so that hitting one creature wasn't enough for them to be able to survive the Plague Engineer. Gotta open this first. But yeah, put it in a tough spot. They kind of need something like Cataclysm, or else this Hexdrinker is going to get a little bit wild. We know one card in the hand is Palace Jailer. Maybe they need to even just draw it, play it, and then draw into something like Cataclysm. But it's tough. War Priest is kind of cool. Hits Sylvan Library. Hits a few other cards. Hits Breach, but I don't think that really matters unless you can do it at instant speed off Vial. Hey, Seanstone, what's Canadian Highlander like in Seattle? Is it a popular format? Hey, Pablo, thanks for the follow as well. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? If you play Modern, Pioneer, Standard. If you play Magic. Magic. Yeah, the coronavirus is pretty brutal. Definitely feel for those affected by it. And for traveling, it does make it great. But I think that's obviously the least of anyone's concerns when it comes to health as well. We have been paired up against Thomas. This hand's great. We'll keep this. Once Upon a Time, not as great in the blind, but we have Mana Acceleration, Removal. I think we need some sort of threat with once, so I'm happy to find something like a... Probably a Knight? I think Knight's probably just the best card that we're missing. But do I want to fetch beforehand? I don't think so. Oh, maybe I do, just in case I want to know if I want to fetch away everything or not. Plague's pretty nice, but it gives away that that's the card. I guess Plague's okay. Plague could just be a straight out to something like Delver, which is kind of cool. Basic Forest. This could be Enchantress. Okay, it's going to be lands. Okay. Well then, Plague Engineer doesn't seem that great. Wasteland. Oof. Are they going to Wasteland us? They are. Rough. Okay. I don't mind Verdant Pass and just hold up Green Suns for Scryb Ranger later on so we can actually save some lands. But at the same time, it's not the greatest. Maybe I kind of like just Green Sunning for another creature here so we can Vraska next turn if we don't get Wastelanded. I kind of like that. So we can actually just get a basic here. And then go for Green Suns for Noble Hierarch. Another Exploration's pretty brutal. So they can play 3 lands a turn? Well, they Ghost Quarter us, okay. Really going after our mana. Dark Depths. Interesting. We'll definitely play Vraska. And probably hit an exploration here. I'd like to think my opponent thinks we're on like Nick Fit, but I assume they know we're on some sort of like Maverick style deck, but would be kind of interesting. Alright. Collector Ouphe does hit Mox Diamond if they're playing it, which is interesting. Thespian stage, okay. This could be a loam? Okay. Alright. Another Vraska. Not much we can do with that. Do we sack anything here? I don't mind going with Collector Ouphe. Just ticking up for nothing. I guess gaining life can be relevant. Maybe I don't care about the Collector Ouphe right now, especially if they already have Exploration Loam on. That is our last basic, so they can start ghost quartering us out of the game if that becomes a thing. Which is pretty rough. Yeah, I think because if he draws into Life and Loam, it just gets too out of hand. And it's really the only thing we... I guess we could tick it up if we wanted to. But yeah, I think just having double exploration is just so huge that it can be pretty rough. Hey, Steve, welcome. I saw you were playing Tombstalker the other day. That was very cool. Interesting. So now they're going for the combo. Which is kind of nice because we're out of basics, so this Ghost Quarter would just be Strip Mine. I need like a Knight of the Reliquary. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, Green Suns. Green Suns is kind of cool. I think we need to float mana first. I'm going to get rid of the Snow-Covered Plains. Am I? Yep. Yeah, nice. Okay, that's perfect. So now we can... Green Suns for Knight. And also hold up Swords to Plowshares. Who would win, one Seafish or one badass fucking demon? It's very true. Tombstalker is a very cool card. I don't mind just taking... I guess we can't take the 20 because the Windswept Heath. Especially if our opponent has... So what we could do is take 20, go to 1, and then untap and then just get Karakas. But if our opponent has Punishing Fire, We can't do that. Because the fetch would kill us. Another Dark Depths. Okay, that's one land. So I think the play is to take the hit. Take the hit. And then use Karakas. Which is pretty much a 2-turn clock. So yeah, let's just take it. I could nearly win with Vraska. That would be pretty funny. Go to 1. Oh, they could Wasteland us here. That's a pretty heads-up play if they Wasteland us here. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's kind of a dead land in their eyes. They don't know we have the swords. Sylvan Library. That's pretty nice. So let's go for... sack this. Get Karakas. Karakas this. That's going to be fine. Yeah, now I don't mind just playing Library and holding up Sword. I guess we can also gain a life here by sacking the fetch land. Nice. Now I just want to keep up swords in case my opponent somehow gets like Punishing Fire online. But yeah, pretty nice turn. Definitely on the verge of winning, but getting this Tireless Tracker down as well is going to be really nice. A little bit overkill, some people might say, but if we can win a game against lands with no lands, I kind of find that a little bit hysterical. Glacial Chasm. Even something like Crop Rotation into Tabernacle would be pretty rough. I'm going to cycle this, that's fine. Using the new art as well. Come on, guys. Come on now. Let's talk about original art. Let's talk about original art and how important it is to play with original art. Okay, there's Tabernacle. That's pretty good. And Stage. Okay. At least they can't Tabernacle us. Alright, so let's pay for the Bird and the Knight. So first is the Knight. Yes. Second is the Noble. That'll be a no. That'll be a Noble. And let's pay for this. Alright. Peatland's cool. Verdant Catacombs is a little bit better. Let's go put on top. Use Verdant. I guess we can just attack here as well. What's keeping us from attacking? Nothing. Maybe there's a world where I should have kept up Night to have open Verdant fetch for a forest and then go fetch for a Wasteland. You would have sacked the bird. I guess the bird isn't doing too much. If anything, it's just trying to maybe get a turn where I can block with the bird and then just attack for lethal with the knight, but I assume my opponent would see that anyway. Ooh, Bog's pretty good for them as well, because they can bog us. Are we sure this Planeswalker is playable? It is pretty fun to play with. Maybe there's a world where we can use that Green Suns to get a Noble Hierarch and actually win this game with Vraska. But we also need to get rid of the Chasm. I guess we could also draw into Wasteland. Go to 1. Probably just go and get Savannah. Kind of have to. Maybe then I'd rather have the Bayou. I guess it doesn't matter because we're just using it anyway to pay for these 2 creatures. Teeg does nothing. Once upon a time. Interesting. Put on top. Put on top. Play this land. Maybe I don't mind getting rid of the bird. But then I know what I'm drawing into as well. Thank God for Sylvan Library. Hell yeah. This is always interesting. What do I want to do? I think I just want to pass here. So close to getting Tracker down as well, but I think I plus and just do nothing with it, right? Yeah. I guess getting rid of the exploration isn't too bad either. I don't mind getting rid of the exploration, just because I have the Loam already online. I think that's an okay play. I think if we're attacking with a creature anyway, we're just definitely winning this game. I could go and get Cradle, but I think it's better just holding up Wasteland. Yeah, it's definitely a grindy match. It's one of those matches where I really wish I was playing it in paper, because online it's just so different. So much easier to like look at your opponent's stuff and see what they're playing with and... body language is really really big, especially when you're playing with a graveyard deck. You have to really keep your hand to only you as much as possible. Interesting. Maybe they're just getting a Punishing Fire. Maybe they have Punishing Fire, and that's how they're going to try to win. That'd be pretty rough. Ugh. Alright. Sack the Bayou. Probably just get a Bayou. Isn't looking too good. That was a sign of mine. Oh, here's a pretty fun fact. So with Tireless Tracker, it's whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a +1/+1 counter on it, not like pay to sacrifice. So with Vraska's ability, I can sacrifice the clue for free and pump up the Tireless Tracker, which is kind of cool. Oh, I definitely want to pay for that. Do I? Yeah, I definitely do. Do I? Yeah, I definitely do. I think just because it pays for itself, so... Hexdrinker, interesting. Ooh, Questing Beast is getting so close. Beast is cool, but we can't really do anything with it right now. Put on top. Put on top. Yeah. I guess we can draw the Hexdrinker with Vraska. This is a tough one. Because Green Suns isn't that great. We can get another Mana Dork, but that doesn't do much. They also have Punishing Fire, so they're like a grove away from having that online. Yeah, I think Mana Dork is probably the best. Noble Hierarch. So what are we? We're just away from the... Luckily they don't have the mana for Punishing Fire there. That'd be pretty funny. Sadly, yeah, sadly Dryad Arbor is pretty lame in the face of a Tabernacle, but I think I just play it. Unfortunately. 6 and 6. I guess Assassin's Trophy is a good draw as well. It can deal with the combo, but it can't deal with just Dark Depths itself. But maybe seeing that they've already got rid of our Karakas, they won't Dark Depths at sorcery speed. They might try to wait to do it at instant speed. Tabernacle's brutal, especially because even if we draw a Wasteland, they can just copy it with Thespian Stage in response. They hit a Grove yet? I don't think they have. Loam. Returning Chasm, okay. Our opponent is down by 3 minutes, so both of us are definitely on time for this game. It's a case of trying to get there. Interesting that they wastelanded the Dryad Arbor. I would have considered going after one of my dual lands just because of how powerful Tabernacle is. But maybe they have something else in mind. Alright, birds can pay for itself. Oh, Scryb Ranger. Scryb Ranger's nice. Interesting. Put on top. Put on top. Hold up Scryb Ranger. I'm not going to sack anything. I'm just going to pass. Scryb Ranger does allow us to use 2 mana, but I think holding it up just to see if they can try to... If we can, like... If they wasteland us and we can return the land in response, then maybe there's a chance we can get out of this little situation. Especially if they don't bring back the Glacial Chasm, then the Vraska ulti just does it with Scryb Ranger. Which is kind of cool. So there's Wasteland. They've played a land for turn. They go after the Bayou. We'll flash in Scryb Ranger. We will use its ability. To untap the bird and return the Bayou. And our opponent's going to pass. So unfortunately we already know one of the cards on top. We know 2 of the cards on top. So what we should actually do here is, hopefully we can still do it. Tap. And probably just tap here. Because then we can untap the bird anyway later. We knew about Nurturing Peatland. Wasteland? Night of Autumn. Not the greatest. Put on top, put on top. Play a land. We can get 2 mana out of it, but that doesn't really do anything. Because we already played a land, we can untap the bird, but it doesn't do anything. So this is tough. They know about the Scryb, so they can make the Dark Depths token. Does this do anything? No. Yeah, maybe that's it. Oh, yeah, I could have made the emblem. I didn't even tick it up. Rough. That's just a misplay. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I do lose to fire regardless, but I think it's just a matter of playing a little bit tighter. They paid for it. They don't need to pay for it. So it says destroy this creature on Tabernacle, but of course their creature is indestructible, so you don't have to pay for your own Marilage. Just a little tip. Exploration, okay. Ghost Quarter. So the rough thing here is, if we untap Scryb Ranger with birds, return a land, they can then Ghost Quarter us on the last land. I think, oh, that's a misplay. That's a huge misplay. So now we can untap the birds and save the Bayou, which gives us a blocker. What they should have done is attacked first. We have to most likely untap the birds, return a land, and then they can Ghost Quarter us. We have no lands left. I guess they don't know that. But then when the Scryb Ranger trigger happens in the upkeep from Tabernacle, we have to be left with nothing. Whew. I guess they could have another Wasteland in hand. Glacial Chasm, okay. Well, that's kind of fine. Just annoying. They didn't attack either. I don't know what's happening. They can still attack with this outright. Yeah, creatures you control. Oh, interesting. Well, they probably should have played that second main. Really interesting. All right, let's pay for both of these. This is game one, yes. Giver. Does Giver do anything? Kind of. Put on top. Put on top. Use Scryb Ranger's ability to untap the bird here, return the Savannah. Play Savannah. Play Giver. Probably get... Probably get rid of the exploration here. Maybe it's actually worth just getting rid of the Giver runes. But the Giver's so good with Vraska as well. Maybe the Sylvan Library isn't what we want. Maybe we just want to tick this up and not do anything. I think we want to tick this up and do nothing. I think everything has its place. Yeah, so the big plan is to get Scryb Ranger attacking with protection and through Vraska. Because Vraska's ability is whenever you... whenever a creature attacks and deals combat damage, you win the game. Doesn't matter how much, which is nice. Yeah, so I need to draw into Wasteland, which hopefully we still have one. Okay, we still have two in the deck. But yeah, luckily my opponent doesn't know the interaction between Marilage and Tabernacle, so that's definitely helping. Wooded Foothills, okay. Oh, they hit a grove. Oof. I guess Grove doesn't do it yet because they have to gain us a life if they want to play another Grove of the Murmillows. Tight game, but... You can see now as well how good Tireless Tracker would have been on board with Vraska out. But this Tabernacle and the mix of Ghost Quarter and Wastelands has just really been hitting our mana that we haven't been able to get to a position where we could. But man, that'd be sweet, because every tracker clue off a land is pretty much free, and then we get to sack it for free, and draw a card, and gain life. Huge. My opponent's also at 6 minutes. They're 5 minutes down on us, so I'm going to assume that this is a new player to the deck. But, you know, it definitely could be. It couldn't be. It definitely could not be as well. Lands is one of those decks where, you know, you just have so many lines, and even some of the more established players could be taking this amount of time just to make sure that they're doing the correct play. You know, you're sequencing correctly, you're getting the right targets from Loam. Just because the deck doesn't play as many spells as normal decks doesn't mean there's not as many lines or interactions, because there definitely is. So I think he has to cast Life in the Loam, and then he has to get back Glacial Chasm. So then we have to find an answer to Glacial Chasm. But yeah, Metzol, what do you what's your line? What's your line if he does not have Punishing Fire in hand? Yeah, because there's definitely a situation where he gets to where he can't actually get there with Chasm. Yeah, Pablo, that's definitely a part of MTGO. You got to play the clock, but this is looking a little bit rough for my opponent. Unless, you know, I've definitely seen lands players win in 6 minutes, so it's not impossible. There are definitely fast starts where you can just get a Marit Lage out and your opponent doesn't have an answer, which is pretty rough, but yeah. If he attacks, you can block Scryb and then give Will a win. I think I block with the birds just because Scryb Ranger has 1 power, which can actually deal the damage that Vraska needs you to deal. Didn't know Loam does add 2 minutes to your timer. Grindy game, but really grindy. I think Scryb Ranger's been the biggest part of this. And keeping us in the game. Ah, rough. That's actually, yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because Giver itself can actually just attack for lethal. Interesting. But yeah, that's a great line, because of course, if we... Yeah. So the plan is to block with Scryb. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't even really think of that, but of course I should have been, especially with all this time. But yeah, it does suck when you have mana issues. Sorry, connection issues and mana issues. I mean, it always sucks when you have mana issues. What is my opponent thinking? Wasteland, okay. So I guess there's no point not to. Not to Scryb here. Okay, so my opponent is most likely attacking here. We block with the Scryb Ranger. In upkeep, we use the Birds of Paradise to pay for the Giver of Runes. We then use Vraska's ulti. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. And hopefully get there with Giver. Scryb Ranger dies. They pass turn. Trigger. We will pay for Giver of Runes. We will not pay for Bird. We draw a card. Doesn't really matter. Cradle would have been sweet later. Put on top. Land for turn. Ulti Vraska. Attack. Nice. Nice. Very cool. Surgical seems fine. Okay. Well, we got there, which is nice. I'm going to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll be back in a second. I will be right back. Nice. Pretty lucky, yeah. Pretty lucky. Nice to get, bud. If you saw Jarvis Yu, Jack, in the semis and finals of the GP he won, you would know that it doesn't take longer than 4 minutes sometimes for Lance to win. I think Jarvis won the semis in like 5 minutes total. All games. Which is pretty insane. They pretty much cut to it and then cut away because it's like, it's over. Alright. Alright, so we have played against lands. 5-color control, DNT with black. Interesting. Steve, interesting. We will play this. This is an interesting hand. I don't think this is good enough. The double fetches are really nice with the Tireless Tracker, and the swords is great, but... I'm gonna mull this. I don't think this hand is good enough. I think it's just a little bit too slow. If swords isn't relevant, we're not doing anything until turn 4. Unless we draw into more stuff, but I'd rather just mulligan this and probably keep a hand like... Cradle makes this pretty interesting. We can Green Suns for Dryad Arbor to still have 3 mana turn 2, but it's only going to be green. So unfortunately, this is actually fine. We'll keep this. And what do we bottom? I think we bottom... This is an interesting one. So if we bottom Teeg, it's going to be the cheaper of the 2 silver bullets we have to find with Green Sun Zenith, which is kind of nice. So if we bottom Teeg and then find out we're against Storm, we can still draw Green Suns and Green Suns for it on turn 2. Bottom Teeg and Canopy. The one reason why I like Canopy over Savannah is that if we just draw lands, we do have a land which can hopefully turn into a spell. So I kind of like these two. It also means we can go turn 1 Bird, turn 2 Mum, hold up Canopy if we wish, and just hold Knight until it's relevant. Bottom Knight and Savannah. Yeah, maybe the Knight is just a little bit... We're definitely bottoming the Savannah. And then I think I might just go for the Knight. That was a tough one. Especially in the dark, where cards like Gaddock Teeg or Knight could just be irrelevant. I don't mind turn 1 Mum either, but I kind of don't want to get like Wastelanded. Ghost Quarter Vial. Interesting. This looks like Death and Taxes. Ah, and there's the Green Suns Fatigue. Just how you draw it up. I guess Collector Ouphe is actually pretty cool here. But is Collector Ouphe better than... Yeah. I think it's better than getting Mum online. Maybe it's Hexdrinker, actually. Maybe I'll like play Mum and then Green Suns for Hexdrinker. And then if they don't answer it straight away, we have Hexdrinker pretty much straight away. I think that's a different line and I don't mind it. Probably not a line that I would usually take, but it seems like a pretty fun line, so... They did go the Ghost Quarter, so they could be maybe mana locked, but... Oh, another Vial? Okay, well, now I kind of wish they... Verdant. I'm going to try to get Hexdrinker to an 8/8. Oh, a 6/6, sorry, and just go from there. Nothing from our opponents. Interesting. I mean, in hindsight, Collector Ouphe seems pretty much unbeatable, but... Revoker's fine. Okay. Probably care about the one naming Hexdrinker. They could have ways to actually flicker these, but I think the best play is just to... Maybe as a 4/4 Hexdrinker is fine. Maybe I care about the one with Mother of Runes. But I still don't really want to attack because then my opponent just attacks into Vraska and trades with Mum. Hey, Damo, welcome. I saw you with Sasha on the weekend. How was your night out? Where'd you guys go? Charming Prince, okay. With Big Jamie as well. Yeah, I saw on Jamie's Instagram, I believe. Which is cool. Ah, Casino, classic. How's the coast been? Yeah, that's cool. I had a weekend away with my girlfriend, so all is well. Have to make it down sometime, bud. Hopefully make it down for Legacy sometime. I heard the Gold Coast is doing pretty well. You guys had 15 people last week. And it's only been on for like 4 weeks. Pretty crazy. The big dog took it home. Oh, very cool. What were you playing? Alright, looking for like maybe Swords to Plowshares or Assassin's Trophy. Ancient Tomb. Probably want to know a little bit more. I guess if we draw into Tireless Tracker, I don't want to play a land yet. What do I want to do this turn? I guess Gaddock Teeg is pretty much dead. I could cast it and then sack it to Vraska. Ouphe's pretty nice. Let's go with Ancient Tomb. I'm going to draw a card first. Windswept, okay. Now we can play Collector Ouphe. See if they play something with Aether Vial. Another Charming Prince, okay. Interesting. This really ties up their mana as well, which is nice, because if they want to deal with the Collector Ouphe, it's most likely just Swords to Plowshares in the main deck that deals with it. And we already have Mother of Runes, and Thalia, of course, makes it cost 2. So maybe Charming Prince here actually flickers the Phyrexian Invoker to name Mum, but it doesn't. Interesting. Yeah, no, it would be very cool to actually get like even just a carpool down on a Tuesday night. I know it would finish late for us, but it'd be very cool to do. Or even if the Gold Coast had a week, I reckon if the Gold Coast had a weekend tournament in like a month or two, then you'd get a lot of traction for Legacy, especially with such a good base already down there. Interesting choice in Plains. I'll allow it. I believe it's of I'm not sure what set this is from, if anyone could tell me in chat. Let them work weekends? Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That can happen. Zoom in on it? Is there a way to zoom in? I'm actually not too sure. Is it like that? There we go. What are they doing? I think they're all attacking Vraska. I guess we can't save Vraska unless we trade things that I don't really want to trade. So I think the play here is just to block Hexdrinker on Phyrexian Revoker and then hold up everything else. Oh wow, I did not know that was a thing. That is very cool. Yeah, I'm just going to block here. Vraska's going to die. I think these two cards are just too important. I guess no, Walking Ballista doesn't do it because of Collector Ouphe. Maybe this actually incentivizes my opponent to Ghost Quarter my Ancient Tomb because it can level up the Hexdrinker just by itself nearly? No. Okay. Alright, let's go... 1. Yeah, they're just going to concede to that. Wow. Cold Snap intro deck? Lazy. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Probably maybe just one force. With Collector Ouphe in the deck already, it's pretty good for us. So I might just drop that, and then as Jack said before, I might drop a Once Upon a Time. I think this is pretty good. Ceratops is interesting because you can get reach, but I don't think it's worth it. Everything else has its place. Plague Engineers are great. Vraska's fine. Trophy's fine. Sylvan Library is fantastic. Scavenging Ooze is okay. I think I'm happy with this. I think we're definitely favored, especially with the main deck, Plague Engineers, Vraska, and Assassin's Trophies. The black cards are just so good. And especially in a mold of 5, like, Vraska there really held her weight, and then also just getting there with, This is an interesting one. I don't mind this, especially with the Sylvan Library. I'm going to keep this. Swapping Questing Beast out makes sense. Yeah, that's very fair. Questing Beast does, however, do quite well against protection, which is nice, but otherwise, yeah, I really like that. I'm going to save the Green Suns. I think here I'm happy just to go Forest Pass, next turn Sylvan Library. Or if they have Thalia, we can still just go Scavenging Scryb Ranger. Arbiter. Lucky. Haha. Lucky. Ooh, Relic Water is really nice. That's pretty rough. Mum. That's okay. I don't mind play Noble and then just hold up Scryb Ranger. You have to click the Arbiter if you want to pay? Okay. Thanks. Rough. It's gonna be fine. Can't do anything about that. Mum. Okay, let's go Mum. Then we can go Scoos. I might even float the mana. I guess I could get an attack in here for free. Might as well do that. Just play a fetch? Interesting. I guess it does give me access to black if I need it. I kind of like Scavenging Ooze because... Do I like Scavenging Ooze? Yeah, maybe a fetch is just fine. Ah, of course I can do both. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess it turns on Wasteland, but it's probably the least of my worries right now. Containment Priest, okay. Hope my opponent doesn't also have, like, Flicker Wisp. The Relic Water on my Sylvan Library was pretty huge. Yeah, Displacer takes a turn. I'm not too scared of that. It's more so just the instant speed ability of, That's gonna be annoying. Gonna take 6. Giver. Interesting. Attacking with everything's interesting. Maybe they have Zealous Persecution? I guess we can at least see if they have it. Pro white. Definitely feels like a Zealous Persecution. Wow, no? Maybe they do it after combat? Surely not. Doesn't make sense. Okay. Just playing 2/2s. Knight's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm not too sure why they didn't play the Mum. Knight's fine. It's still a 4/4 for the price of 2 mana. For the price of 2 lands. Yeah, no, that's fair enough as well. No attacks. Okay, well that's really strange. A land's pretty nice. So here we can actually just pay for... Does it work like this? Did I just pay for both of them? Can I now... I can now, yeah. Okay, cool. Sack. Go and get Cradle. I can now fetch. I'll just get Savannah. Might get Scrubland. I'm just going to get a Questing Beast. Oh, the Containment Priest! The Containment Priest! Oh, we can't get anything. Rough. Yep. That's pretty funny. And now I think we're just dead if they attack with everything. Unless... Yeah, we can't even get Dryad Arbor. Rough. Just too many little guys. Because we can block 4, but then we still take 5. Yeah, I should have thought about the Containment Priest first. I guess we could live at 1 if they don't attack with a Giver. Yeah, okay. So let's untap Knight, return the Forest. So what do we really want to kill? Charming Prince isn't a concern. That's not a concern. So it's really these 4 that we want to block. And go down to 1. So we can block here and get the Sylvan Library back. We can block here. We can block here and we can block here. We take 4. So... that's going to be fine. So in response, we might as well go to give pro, but then hold priority and give pro here. And then... do we need to hold priority again? Because if I give pro white before anything else, it might fizzle the other pro white. No, it doesn't work like that. It's fine. Pro white. Pro white. We've already used Scryb Ranger's ability, that's fine. I'm losing the Scryb Ranger. But yeah, I think we're just dead here. There's nothing we can draw into. Not even Plague Engineer. Boarding. I don't mind the Once Upon a Time on the play. Do I worry about it? I don't think I do. still like Beast, especially seeing how many 2-drops they have, or 2/2s. I might just submit the same list, to be honest. There's not too many changes that I want to make. Would love to play first. And this hand is great, but it doesn't have... Oh, we have the Once Upon a Time. Okay, we can keep this, and hopefully find a green source with once. Nice. Let's go with a fetch land. Just use it now. Nothing from our opponent is pretty fantastic for us. So now we can even play a fetch. Fetch for Bayou. Play Sylvan Library and play Giver. It's nice just to get the fetches out of the way in the face of a deck with Leonin Arbiter. Even though fetches are pretty nice with Sylvan Library. I'm not sure what my opponent kept if their first play is a Aether Vial on turn 2. But we don't really care about it right now. Let's go pay for this and pay for this. Put this on top. Pretty happy to go Scrubland into Green Suns for Night of Autumn here. We don't 2-for-1 ourselves. We save these 2 cards for later. This means we still get a body as well, which is nice. And I'm just going to pass. Could attack for 1, but I'd rather keep back the Giver. Revoker's fine. Alright. Golgari Queen's really nice here. What do I want to do? Probably pay 4 for this. Put this on top. So this turn we can... play a land for turn. What do I want to destroy, if anything? Maybe I'd rather just tick up here on the Dryad Arbor. Yeah, Giver I can destroy at any time, and luckily this Force Vigor does mean I can actually use the... I can destroy the Revoker whenever I want as well. I think this is actually worth forcing. Just because it means the Vraska is most likely out of play. No, it doesn't, because then we can just actually just untap and force it anyway. This is fine. Yeah, there's no point 2-phoning yourself. Especially if they're going to port us, we can just instant speed do it. They do have Giver, that's true. 946. Maybe I want to just get rid of Giver here. With Assassin's Trophy. I don't mind that. Yeah, it's fair enough. I can see why the Giver can be pretty annoying. Put on top, put on top. Play a land. I don't mind using force. I guess it doesn't matter. We can actually wait a turn. Doesn't mean the Vraska doesn't get ticked up. Yeah. That's not my turn. Yeah, Trophy is pretty good. Maybe there was a better way to play that. I guess I'm not playing around Restoration Angel, but... Target that. Okay. Remove this. I think not playing around Restoration Angel is fine. Doesn't see that much play. Right? Okay. There we go. Interesting that they just conceded there, but I guess without the Charming Prince, then they have no blockers, and the Vraska just can take care of it, and then we can attack for 8. There's always so many lines as well. Vraska's pretty sweet, but Vraska's pretty much been relevant all games. Yeah, it's fair enough. They probably don't play play at least the full playset of Stoneforge Mystics. I know Leon and Arbiter decks with Ghost Quarter have been pretty good in the past. There've been like some European finishes with the deck, but did not expect it there. I guess seeing the Ghost Quarter kind of gave me an inkling. Green White Hate Bears was the first deck I played in in Modern, so could be playing blue, but it's not for everyone. Ooh. But overall, this deck's been pretty fun to play. The build's obviously not that... yeah, not that bad. Really enjoyed it. So thank you to Matt for reaching out and yeah, giving it to me. That's probably the first Force of Vigor that I've cast. Yeah, Oko's pretty busted. Oko's pretty good. Especially in all the decks. It just brings so many players to Oko as well, so it's pretty hard for it not to do well. At least we've got 3, which is nice. It's always nice to be 3-1 going into the last round. It would be better to be 4-0, but it's also quite nice. Ruin. This hand's okay. Turn 1 Hexdrinker, turn 2 Sylvan Library. I don't mind it. Also playing it off a basic is kind of nice. Hey, the actual Saturn. Yeah, Hexdrinker's been pretty sweet. City Brass. Okay, this is looking like Dredge, which isn't too bad because we have the Scavenging Ooze, but this could be pretty tough. Verdant. I think I like the Ooze here more than the Sylvan Library. So this list is from a friend who went 5-0 with it, and they were playing Snow Basic, so I thought we would. And I guess it would be pretty interesting to see if any of our opponents maybe second guess what we're playing, and maybe if we are playing anything that's... yeah, that's in there. Do I want to attack with the Hexdrinker? I don't think I do. Yeah. Probably should have swung there. Ooh, Dragon Lord. Interesting. Hey, Ocean Infinity. Thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. Seamet Soul, there I was playing around like Dredge 6 and Street Wraith, but I think that's just overkill. Like that's just my mind right now. Cephala, Careful Study. Luckily, we don't already have any dredges in the graveyard, so this is most likely to put dredges into the graveyard, unless they mustn't have any because Putrid Imp would have discarded it, right? Interesting. Why didn't they discard Putrid the Golgari Grave Thrower? Yeah, they should have discarded the Golgari Grave Troll to the Putrid Imp and then cast Careful Study, surely. Rough, okay. So they're going to be getting a few zombies off this. I guess we just 6 here, we can't do too much else. But at least we get to eat Stinkweed Imp, Grave Troll, and they won't have any dredges. So this is actually kind of a little win, because the Scavenging Ooze as a 3-3 is also going to be pretty big. Karakas. Land. 1 card left. I guess we hope it's not Street Wraith. I guess it doesn't matter because we can respond. Should we eat anything else right now? I don't think so. I think I'd rather wait just in case they do have something for Putrid Imp. Yeah, I like keeping the open mana. I guess I should have... Oh, it actually doesn't matter here, but I probably should fetch anyway right now. I could attack with the Hexdrinker. It's not doing much on blocks. Maybe it's actually worth keeping back, because if I block a zombie, then at least the Hexdrinker just dies and triggers all the bridges. Yeah, I think Hex is the perfect blocker here, so I might actually just go to my second main and fetch here, so that my opponent can't do something in response to the fetch. Scavenging Ooze was nice, especially on the draw. Sorry, on the play. Haha. Ah, Colosseum. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. I kind of like as well just passing and then... Oh, yeah, passing to my turn and then having at least 2 mana up so that if they do have anything... Oh, Dread Return? Ugh. I guess we have the Karakas, which is kind of funny. Yeah, they're just going to concede. So, if they Dread Return the Elishnorn, it destroys the Hexdrinker, but it boosts the Scavenging Ooze. It exiles all their bridges. And if they cast this, it doesn't really do anything either. The Karakas just wins. So I think Vraska is probably a little bit too slow. Questing Beast is actually kind of interesting because of pretty much nothing can block it. We're definitely bringing in fairies. We're definitely bringing in... I don't mind the forces in case they're playing Silent Gravestone. Surgicals are great. I don't know if Veils are good enough on the draw. Once Upon a Time is great because it can find Ferromacabre. Swords to Plowshares are fine. I guess Gaddock Teeg stops Dread Return. Collector Ouphe hits if they play... I'm assuming they play LED? Can probably skimp on a land like Ancient Tomb. Doesn't do a whole lot in this matchup. Plague Engineers are kind of nice because they can stop a lot of their creatures. Tireless Tracker might just be a little bit too slow in this matchup. Ouphe's too slow. Yeah, probably especially on the draw. I still like Green Suns because you can find things like Skoos or Gaddock Teeg. Forces are interesting. Maybe something like the Mums or... No, the Mums and Givers are still fine. Yeah, Trophy's actually a pretty easy cut. And then there's one more card. Maybe it's even something like a Birds. Maybe it's a Sylvan Library. As good as Sylvan is, I don't think I'll want a second one. I mean, if we have the time to actually untap and use Sylvan, good. Yeah, like we're most likely winning the game if we are getting to untap with Sylvan Library. We'll see how this goes, and then maybe come back. This is a pretty interesting hand. We have Surgical and Once Upon a Time to find anything. I'm gonna keep this. Haha. But we definitely have to Once Upon a Time before anything. What do you think of Enchantress and Post all playing Green Sun Zenith now? Pretty sweet. I saw that Phil Gallagher was playing Enchantress that he went 5-0 with. And I'm not sure if he was playing Green Suns. I think he was. But the new card's really good. The one that makes a land, whatever you kind of want, is pretty sweet. So here we can untap and draw. Interesting. Now we can cast this. Windswept Heath is great. Play this. Destiny Spinner, thank you very much. What do I want to do here? I think I might want to build out my mana, but I could also just hold up Veil of Summer. I think Force and Once go together quite nicely. I'm going to go for Savannah. I'm going to cast Birds. I think I'm also happy just to keep Surgical for something like bridge and not just try to get this Golgari Thug? So if we Surgical Golgari Thug, we most likely do it in upkeep. But if they have something like Street Wraith, then we get blown out. So I think actually Surgicaling later on is fine. I mean, if they really want to exile it to Icarid, that's more than fine. Interesting. I think I'm happy to Surgical this because it also might hopefully stop Cabal Therapy for a turn. And at least by hitting Narca, maybe they can't really do much. They can Street Wraith. Maybe trying to hit another one if they dredge it. But it looks like they won't. So we know their hand, and they do have Silent Gravestones. So that's pretty nice when we have the Force of Vigor ready. Alright, let's snip this hand. Sometimes it doesn't stick around when you Surgical. Put this over here for now. Okay. They still had some good hits though. They had a Icarid, a bridge. Wonder what they name. Green Sun Zenith? Oh, they named Scavenging Ooze. Okay, went straight for the source. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I kind of wish Green Sun Zenith just got any creature. As broken as that sounds. It's just what I want. It's what I... Green cards need to get better. Veil of Summer just wasn't enough. Bayou. Okay, that's pretty nice. Ah, Oko is a green card. That's very true. This is an interesting one. I guess they can get Icarids into play, which is annoying. Especially with the bridges. In that case, maybe I want to get a creature into play. Or I can just play birds. I can just hold up Once Upon a Time and Veil of Summer. Yeah, I think just pass. I don't think playing any creatures does anything great. And we can also hold up Veil of Summer here, so... yeah, this seems like a kind of win-win. I guess triple Icarid is pretty scary when they have Stinkweed Imp, Putrid Imp, Street Wraith. Yeah, they can nearly attack for 9 here. Yeah, it is going to be a painful turn. It's very true. Maybe I should have even Once Upon a Time in their upkeep to stop, like with Fairy Macabre. Yeah, there's 4 bridges, so that's pretty rough. It's Cabal Therapy. Who do they target? Targeting me. We definitely Veil. That was pretty cool. I guess they can still Dread return. But yeah, Bridge is just too good. I wonder if it's worth taking out the Force of Vigors if they saw them. Maybe they take out their Silent Gravestones. Yeah, it's pretty close to a scoop. I might as well just see what they do. Maybe even see more cards from the Dredge. There's probably no point not seeing that. Yeah, I guess they wouldn't. Nothing new, okay. Silence is interesting, but maybe just a little bit too slow. I think if anything, we want to be the guys casting multiple spells a turn. Wonder what I trade it for then. If I'm bringing in all three, maybe I'm taking out Teeg. Once is great because it allows me to dig for Ferromacabs. Mana Dorks are fine. Especially because they kind of make it a little bit rough for them to do anything. I guess Scryb Ranger is kind of clunky. Knight of Autumn's fine. I like what it actually does. Yeah, maybe it's... I'll cut a Veil. Kind of does the same thing. We would love to play first. And this hand's okay. I don't mind this. Turn 1 Bird, hold up Ferromacab, and then turn 2 Plague Engineer, name Zombie. Could also go after Narcomoeba or Icarid, but I think this hand's fine. It allows me to cast everything that I draw into as well, which is nice. What type of creature is Narcomoeba? Oh, that's a zombie. Interesting. Hmm. I'm going to see what they do in response. Grave Troll. No, I think I'm happy just passing here and letting the dredge happen. One bridge. Okay. Now if they try to cast anything, we can go hit bridge and Golgari. Interesting. So with this on the stack, we can hit Golgari and bridge. Hope it just works. They had Street Wraith, okay. Firestorm. Okay, at least we get rid of a bridge. And we get a Swords this Narcomoeba, which is interesting. They do have a Cabal Therapy, though. Hmm. What do they name? Interesting. They want to see if we have another Plague Engineer. I think an Exalted creature actually wouldn't be the worst draw, because then we can actually attack with the Plague Engineer. Once. It's kind of cool. Ooh. We can get Mum, but what we can do is actually Wasteland ourselves. We can go and get Dryad Arbor with this fetch land, and then Wasteland it to flip all the dredges, all the bridges, sorry. So I think we just go for Mum. Play Verdant. And then just pass. I don't want to trade the 2 zombies for the Plague Engineer. I'd rather just keep it away. Keep it around. Interesting. So if they have Cabal Therapy here, that would kind of suck. Another Narcomoeba. Interesting. There's another bridge. So here with the trigger and the stack, I'm pretty happy to, yeah, get rid of these 3 bridges. Just so once the Narcomoeba is in play, they can't just go straight to Cabal Therapy and get another zombie out of it. Nice. Graveyard's still worrying, but definitely a little bit less worrying. They know about the Swords to Plowshares. Well, there's a Dragon Lord. Interesting. Probably take the sword and then maybe just... There's another Cabal Therapy. Maybe the Dragon Lord Jamoka could just get there. I could, but then they get the 2/2. Or they get 3 2/2s. So I'd much rather them not have the 6 power from being able to flashback a Cabal Therapy with the Narcomoeba. Alright. Canopy. Mum does blink pretty well, which is nice. I'm just thinking if it's worth using the Canopy now or trying to play around... Ooh, Narcomoeba is pretty... I think because I want to try to draw into maybe like a Graveyard Hate spell to get rid of these Icarids. Knight. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. I thought it was like part of the cost kind of thing. This is going to be pretty close to lethal. Oh, they checked twice? Okay, I didn't know they checked twice. Yeah, I didn't know that either. We take this and go to 1? Alright. Windswept. Can't cast the Knight. Rough. Ah, it is haste. Rough. That's game. We do get 1 chest, which is always nice. Hey, Hey, we got a god. Probably not playable, but nice to get one. So a huge thank you to Matt for the list. It's pretty fun to play. So going 3-2 overall, up against D&T twice, and lands, and going down to Dredge, which is fair enough. I definitely like. I think Fairy Macabre's pretty cool with Once Upon a Time, but I think right now that Leyline is just a really solid piece of graveyard hate. Being able to turn off the whole graveyard as a resource on your opponent is pretty sweet, so I'm definitely on Leyline right now, but it was kind of cool to play with Surgical and Fairy Macabre tonight, because of course it can just sort of get your opponent, which is nice. But yeah, very cool to go back to black as well. The Plague Engineers were really nice. The Vraskas were actually a lot better than I expected. Just in pretty much nearly every matchup except for Dredge, they were pretty good. Yeah, they were pretty sweet games. A lot of tight games as well, which is nice. Even that lands player, that game could have gone for much longer if we didn't draw some of the outs that we did, which is nice. But yeah, I definitely like the Carpet of Flowers as well over Choke at the moment, which is cool. I like it in this deck because you can use that mana a little bit more with top-end threats like Vraska or Shifting Ceratops, or even just like pumping up your Hexdrinker, which is pretty sweet. I'd love to see a build with like maybe 2 Carpets and then like 3 Hexdrinkers, because there are a few that are playing more than 1 Hexdrinker in the 5-0 lists that are coming up recently with Green White Maverick, which is cool. But that is it. A huge thank you to you guys for coming in and watching. My name is Dukes on Twitch. You can catch me on stream on Wednesday nights at Australian Eastern Time. So tired. Australian Eastern Standard Time of 7:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Just said that twice. And on Sunday mornings at around 10 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. On Wednesday, I'm going to be playing something a little bit different. It's going to be an Aether Vial deck, but it isn't Merfolk, it isn't Goblins, and it isn't Death and Taxes, and it isn't Humans. So I'll leave that with you guys now. Thanks, Matt Soul, for checking out, and Jack for hanging out in chat. Dare to be a donut, as always, a huge thank you. If you guys want to catch me on Twitter, you can catch me on Twitter /Dukes on Twitch. You can catch me on YouTube at /C/Dukes on Twitch. All my streams are there, and all my recorded videos, so ones that don't actually go on the stream. It's not Esper, and it's not a Vial Maverick deck. Although, Vial Maverick would be very sweet. I'd love to see a build. Vial Gods? Yeah. No, it's a thank you to a local player. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm actually going to see if anyone else is online. Doesn't look like it. Just see if I could swing you guys over to someone else, but it doesn't look like there is anyone. A huge thank you to you guys that followed, that support the channel. That's me. A huge thank you. Stay safe. Be well. We'll see you next time. Cheers.